Well, guys, I'm doing the unthinkable. No, the unthinkable is not pulling weeds. The unthinkable is not getting rid of my lavender. No, the unthinkable is I'm selling this place. I'm selling the acreage, but the acreage includes all my lavender farm. So all these 268 plants, I'm gonna have to do something with. Now, I love this property. I love this view. But the good thing is, I'm still gonna have it. The funny thing is, a friend of mine contacted me and he asked me if I was the owner. He didn't even know that I owned this piece of property. And he said, would you ever be interested in selling? I said, well, I hadn't really considered it. And he really wanted to find, this is 12.75 acres, and he really wanted to find a good spot with a good amount of acreage, probably maybe a little more than he wanted, but secluded, to build his dream house. And I thought that would be a good person to have as a neighbor. Plus I know the gentleman, and he'll make a great neighbor, and we can work on his land together. So I'm kind of excited about that. But that isn't all for the lavender. Most certainly not. I'm gonna go small to go big. Fortunately, I'm still gonna get to look at this pond every day, just from a different perspective. But I don't have to bush hog around it. So there are pros and cons. The view from my barn is still gonna be beautiful. And, you know, he may even be able to make it better than I did. He'll spend a lot of time on it, so, you know, it'll be nice to see a beautiful house back there. He'll really fix up the land and keep it nice and cultivated, looking good. So, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing. Sometimes going small is going big. Beautiful sky tonight. Goodness gracious. We don't get them like that, and that's looking due west. Sun's going down. So, as you see here, it goes over quite a ways. But this is the end of my fence here, and then goes clear over to that side. So I'm gonna have, well, it's 2.14 acres that I'll have for my lavender and other things. And here is about 120 feet to that other cross fence there. So 220 feet plus clear to the other side is a good, just guessing, I don't know, 500 feet maybe. So you have 500 by 200, plenty of room to do a nice lavender farm here. So yeah, I'll have to kind of work the ground. But my first inclination is I'm going to move some. If I move those, I'll move those here. I also have some ready to plant. My first set will go here. I've ordered some weed barrier that I'll do. It's 12 foot wide by 300 feet, and I'm going to split it in half and do two 12 foot wides by 150 And that's all going to go right here for starters. Then the next set, probably I'll go that way. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to take it slow. The good thing about this is I can put water. I can get water to these a whole lot easier than I did back there. Back there I had to cart water back there, and it just, some of them are struggling because they didn't get enough water, and it was just really kind of a pain. I can get this on a nice drip system because I got a well up there, and so that's ideal. You just want to give them a little nip every day of water, and so the drip system's perfect. So this will be beautiful. I was probably thinking of maybe putting a good sitting area right here in between the two 12-foot row or 12-foot wide rows. That'll be beautiful, and I'm going to stagger the plants so it'll be nice and aesthetically pleasing, so that when my neighbor comes down here, drives down the road, he'll get a nice view of my lavender. So yeah, so I'll still get the beautiful view, thankfully, just a different view. And so that's what I mean when I said go smaller to go big. You know, I'm gonna have a smaller farm. Golly, look at that sky, beautiful magenta. So yeah, I'm gonna have a smaller farm, and these weeds are all gonna go away. I'm gonna tear all this out. Oh, this is this fence I'm gonna have to move. I think I can salvage all the pillars, but I'm gonna have to move the fence because I'm gonna continue it on down that way, and then, well, I actually probably use these to go all the way across. So these won't have to end up in the landfill, so I'm grateful for that. My compost pile may have to either move or just redo that at some point in the future. All my raised beds, I'll keep those because I grow strawberries and other things in there. So anyway, it's all is not lost. I'm gonna go smaller to go big, and this is just gonna be more visually appealing with the same view of the pond. What I plan on doing is, in the wintertime when these go into dormancy, is I'm going to either pull these up and divide them and either pot them up and sell them to people, or if I can, I'm going to try and replant them in my new spot, because my new spot should allow for up to thousands of lavender. So I got 268 here, but I also have some new ones on order, so I don't think I'll have any problem with moving these. He's not into lavender like I am, so definitely I'll have to take all this down, but that won't be that big of a problem. I put it all in, I can take it down. So anyway, you know, that brings up a good point too, in that, you know, if you ever are looking to get a piece of property, he just was searching on the property data website and found, you know, a spot he would like to be, and found the owner and approached me, which I thought was pretty ingenuitive. You know, if you're looking for land, do something like that. You know, find where you want to be and approach the owner. There's nothing that says you can't make an offer, or, you know, contact them and say, hey, would you be interested in leasing, you know, an acre or two to me so I can start my lavender operation. Me as a landowner, if somebody would have asked me that and I probably would have been okay with it. I would have given it some thought, depending on what they were going to do. But you know, there's benefits too. Um, no bush hogging, potentially uh, taking part in some of their yield, whether that's lavender or whether it's chickens, whether it's pigs or cows or whatever. You potentially share in the yield that the person gets from leasing your property. So never ever think that you have to be sole owner of a property in order to get into farming, because that's just not the case. I mean, we have a situation in the United States where a lot of our farmers are getting older, and they're wanting to retire, and maybe their kids take it over, but maybe not. Maybe they all decided they want to get corporate jobs, or a lot of them wanted to move to the big cities and get corporate jobs. And, you know, so if we don't have young farmers taking over, we may be in a precarious situation. And that's bad for the country. So, um, look for ways to get a hold of some land. There's lots of opportunities. There's lots of grants. There's lots of owner financing. Leasing, different ways that you can acquire land or rent land. So never let that be a barrier, because I'm living proof that somebody out of the blue can just approach me and say, "Hey, are you interested in selling?" It was never for sale. I never even considered, or well, I considered, of course, but never. It just really never crossed my mind to want to put this on the market and give up my lavender dreams. So anyway, so don't ever let that be a barrier to you. Get in the game. Follow your dreams, whatever that may be. And we need more farmers. We need more people working the land. We need more young people working the land. It's just, we can really be in a sad situation if we don't. So, happy planting, happier nursing.